Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing the Margaret Miller challenge, and this is week 6. And yes, I have lost my little sheet of paper for the prompts, so I had to write them on a Post-it. I mean, I could have printed them up, but it felt like a waste. So I just wrote them down on a Post-it. Let's see if I can recall them. But mine is going to be space themed. So mine is based on Hidden Figures and the women in Hidden Figures. And I did mine in almost all black and white theme. I thought that'd be really fun and different for me. I don't normally work in black and white, I usually have a lot of color in whatever I'm doing. So that was fun. I printed up this image that I got off of line, and it was of the computers. So our family went to NASA for the 50th anniversary, and it was so awesome just to see everything and to celebrate that time at such a significant milestone. And, my husband and I were joking about it, about how trusting the astronauts had to be to as we look back, kind of how rudimentary some of it seems. But anyways, so here are the collages I've done so far. Quick flip through. Time to get another page out of the book. So it was really fun because I got a text from my friend Rhonda right before I started this collage, and she was sharing that she started this challenge, and she shared a photo of her first collage, which was really cool. And she and her husband worked in the space program, so it just seemed like such perfect timing. All right, so I grabbed my gray Distress Oxide inks and some of my stencils from my stash, and I picked 3 different women because in the film Hidden Figures, they focused on 3 women. I haven't read the book yet, but I'm going to. And so I wanted 3 different figures, and I happen to have 3 different ones in my stash. So these are from Dilutions, and I don't remember their names. I think maybe one is like Macy or something like that. One's a Mill. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm just going to stencil some gray Hidden Figures because 2 of these ladies are going to be covered up for the most part with the collaging that I'm putting on top. I wanted each one to be a different shade of gray, so that's why I grabbed 3 different grays. It's really interesting doing this collage this week because just last week, my husband shared a film with me. He's been trying to share it with me for a couple of years now, but we finally got to watch it, called Summer of Love, and it was about a music festival that took place in Harlem, and it happened to take place on the same day that the first lunar landing happened. And reporters were asking people in the crowd, because there was like 40,000 people there, what they thought about it. And most of them were like, I think we need the money here. Like, people are hungry. And that was like a universal theme of like, yeah, it's cool to put people on the moon, but we need like resources here. And it's just such a interesting juxtaposition and timing, like thinking about the women who are working in the space program, because they don't know the total number, but there were something like 2,000 women working in the space program, which I find fascinating. And most of, a lot of them women of color. So I have 2 that I am featuring here on my page. And the third one, she's just going to be a figure up front. So now I'm grabbing these other pictures and snippets that I grabbed off of an article from the Smithsonian. And obviously this isn't something I'm going to sell or reproduce in any way. It's just my collage for my art book. And so I just went ahead and grabbed them because I wanted all of the meaning to transfer. So let's talk about some of the not parameters. I always have craft roulette in mind, but some of the prompts. So it was something from space, something made of plastic, which are like the computers that I put on the page. It was a family member's name, which I will incorporate here in a minute. Instructions, an advertisement. So I had that Apollo 10-cent advertisement, and that's an actual advertisement image from the time. I tried to grab it from this same year of like the Apollo 11's flight plan there, which is an actual copy of the flight plan, which is awesome. One of the other prompts was instructions. So that's how I kind of fit everything in. And I really did want to keep everything black and white, but I added just a little bit of color because you can see that these looked rusty. I am going to go in with my knife and just kind of clean out or cut out that area from those binder clips. And so I'm just it's like ever so slightly, but just the little details I think make such a big difference. So I just clipped those out real quick and then did a little bit of rusty hinge on the document, since the document does have some rust colored to it, but otherwise I stuck to my rules of black and white. I guess if I'm creating the rules, I can break them. Anyways, yeah, I had so much fun putting these together, and especially, just thinking about the film that we had watched, and thinking about the impact that these ladies had on those around them, and then most certainly on our country as a whole. It's just quite remarkable. I know as a parent, like, we always, hopefully, everyone sees greatness in their children, and I could totally see my daughter doing something spectacular like these women. One day, she's extremely bright and intelligent and strong, and in a lot of ways, just resilient. And I don't know, I could see where she could be dynamic like these women. I hope she sees that in herself one day too. All right, so I'm just putting the little snippets with the photographs there. And I can't read them, so, but hopefully you can. I just can't read them on the little screen that I'm doing the voiceover from. But yeah, so I encourage you guys, if you need to know more about the Margaret Miller Challenge, she does have a YouTube channel, and then I always leave it linked down below. And I also leave the Etsy listing for the prompts so that you can buy those as well. It's like $5 for the whole year. So you pay $5 one time, and you get the whole year's worth of prompts that you can print up and use to follow along in the challenge. So it's open to anyone. If you create something, I'm sure, you should use a hashtag like the one in the title of my video and show everyone what you're making. I'm enjoying seeing everyone's interpretation. It's so interesting to get these prompts and see how different everyone applies them. So the final thing after I glue this beautiful lady down that I need to do is write in the names of the family members. I ended up picking 3. Here I'm just bringing in a scrap, and I'm wanting this piece here, the snippet, to be level with the cardstock figure that I had on there. So that's what I'm doing there, is just leveling that out. I'm going to trim off the edges, and then I will add the family members' names. I actually added my mother-in-law and her 2 sisters' names on here because they're all women of color. and they're very dynamic, and I know that they were instrumental in breaking glass ceilings themselves, all three of them, so I just had to include their names in there as one of the prompts. So here it is, the final collage. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. This one just has so much meaning to me, which makes it more fun. See you next time.